Imagine waking up in a place where the sun never shines, where the air is thick with the stench of despair, and where the sound of screams echoes through the halls. Welcome to the hidden facility of horrors, a place so sinister it's been dubbed the Japanese Guantanamo. Located in the remote islands of Japan, this mysterious facility has been shrouded in secrecy for decades, leaving many to wonder what truly goes on behind its walls. But what you're about to discover is a tale of collaboration, corruption, and the darkest secrets of post-World War II Japan. It's a story that will take you back to a time when the US and Japan formed an unlikely alliance, one that would have far-reaching consequences for the Japanese people. In the aftermath of World War II, Japan was in shambles. The country was occupied by the Allied forces, and the US was determined to rebuild and reshape the nation in its image. As part of this effort, the US and Japan collaborated on a series of secret experiments designed to test the limits of human endurance and the effects of prolonged isolation. One of these experiments, codenamed Project K, was conducted on a remote island in the Pacific. The goal was to create a facility that would allow the Japanese government to quietly detain and interrogate citizens suspected of dissent or subversion. But what started as a means to root out potential threats to national security soon morphed into a full-blown regime of psychological torture and physical abuse. The facility, known as the Special Administrative Unit, was designed to be a maximum security prison where inmates would be subjected to solitary confinement, sensory deprivation, and other forms of psychological manipulation. But it was more than just a prison. It was a place where the boundaries between reality and madness were blurred. Imagine being locked in a cell with no windows, no natural light, and no human contact for weeks, months, or even years on end. Imagine being subjected to endless interrogations, forced to confess to crimes you didn't commit, and being treated like an animal. This is what life was like for the thousands of Japanese citizens who were sent to the Special Administrative Unit. But what's even more shocking is that this facility wasn't just a product of the US-Japan collaboration. It was also a reflection of the darker aspects of Japanese culture. The Japanese government's willingness to use torture and coercion to silence dissent was a stark reminder of the country's troubled past, one that had been marred by centuries of feudalism, militarism, and authoritarianism. As we delve deeper into the story of the hidden facility, we'll encounter a cast of characters who will take us on a journey of discovery and horror. From the whistleblowers who dared to speak out against the facility, to the former inmates who survived the ordeal, to the government officials who enabled this regime of terror, each one will shed light on the dark secrets of the Japanese Guantanamo. But what's at stake here is more than just a cautionary tale about the dangers of government overreach. The implications of this story are far-reaching, and they raise important questions about the nature of power, the limits of human endurance, and the importance of accountability. As we explore the hidden facility of horrors, we'll uncover a world of psychological manipulation, physical abuse, and systemic corruption. But we'll also discover a resilience that's hard to find in the face of such adversity. The story of the Japanese Guantanamo is a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for redemption and justice. Over the next few minutes, we'll take you on a journey to the heart of this hidden facility, where you'll hear the stories of those who were affected by this regime of terror. We'll explore the historical context that led to the creation of this facility, and we'll examine the role of the US and Japan in perpetuating this cycle of abuse. But first, let's take a closer look at the man who was instrumental in exposing the truth about the Japanese Guantanamo. His name is Taro Yamada, a former journalist who risked everything to uncover the secrets of the Special Administrative Unit. What drove him to take on this story, and what did he discover that shocked the world? In the next section, we'll follow Taro's journey as he delves into the world of whistleblowers, former inmates, and government officials. We'll explore the evidence he uncovered, and we'll examine the implications of his findings. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of this story. The hidden facility of horrors is a reminder that the boundaries between reality and madness are thin, and that the darkest secrets of human nature can be hiding in plain sight. It's a warning that the pursuit of power and control can lead to the most unimaginable atrocities, and that the cost of silence and complicity can be higher than we ever thought possible. As you continue to watch this documentary, remember that the story of the Japanese Guantanamo is not just a historical footnote, it's a cautionary tale for our times. It's a reminder that the struggle for justice, accountability, and human rights is ongoing, and that the fight against oppression and tyranny is never truly won. Imagine walking into a place where the air is thick with the stench of despair, where the sound of screams echoes through the halls, and where the walls seem to whisper secrets of unimaginable horrors. Welcome to the dark history of Japan's secret prisons, a tale of forced labor, torture, and human experimentation that will leave you questioning the very fabric of a country once hailed as a beacon of peace. In the aftermath of World War II, Japan found itself on the brink of collapse. The Allied powers, led by the United States, occupied the country, imposing a new constitution that enshrined human rights and the rule of law. But amidst the chaos and destruction, a sinister force began to emerge from the shadows. A secret network of prisons, hidden from the prying eyes of the world, where prisoners were subjected to unimaginable cruelty and experimentation. These facilities were designed to house Japan's enemies, real and perceived, communists, socialists, and anyone who dared to question the new order. But as we've discovered, the atrocities committed within these walls went far beyond mere confinement. Prisoners were subjected to forced labor, often in perilous conditions that claimed countless lives. Torture, in all its ghastly forms, was inflicted upon those deemed enemies of the state. And in a particularly heinous twist, prisoners were used as human guinea pigs in twisted experiments designed to push the boundaries of human endurance. We knew that the Japanese government was involved in some sort of sinister activities, but the extent of the atrocities committed in these facilities was unimaginable, says Dr. Naomi Hirahara, a renowned Japanese historian. The forced labor, the torture, the human experimentation, it's a stain on Japan's conscience that still refuses to be washed away. As we delve deeper into the dark history of Japan's secret prisons, we begin to understand the motivations behind this sinister campaign of repression. The Allied powers, eager to secure Japan's surrender, were willing to turn a blind eye to the atrocities committed within these facilities, as long as the country remained under their control. And the Japanese government, desperate to consolidate power and suppress dissent, saw the secret prisons as a means to an end, a way to silence its enemies and maintain control. But the true horror of these facilities lies not just in the atrocities committed within their walls, but in the lasting impact on Japanese society. The existence of these secret prisons was covered up, hidden from the world by a combination of intimidation, propaganda, and sheer bureaucratic inertia. The victims, their families, and their communities were left to suffer in silence, their voices silenced by the very state that was supposed to protect them. The cover-up was so thorough that even today, many Japanese people are unaware of the atrocities committed in these facilities, says Dr. Taro Yamada, a leading expert on human rights in Japan. It's a legacy of silence that continues to poison Japan's human rights record, and it's a stain that will take generations to erase. As we continue to uncover the secrets of Japan's secret prisons, we're left with a haunting question. What does this say about a society that can so readily turn a blind eye to the suffering of its own citizens? And what does this say about the enduring legacy of these facilities? A legacy that continues to shape Japan's human rights record to this day. The story of Japan's secret prisons is a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power, of the devastating consequences of silencing the voices of the marginalized, and of the enduring impact of a legacy of shame. As we move forward, we must confront the darkness of the past and work towards a future where such atrocities can never happen again. But for now, let's take a step back and reflect on the sheer scale of the atrocities committed within these facilities. Let's remember the faces, the names and the stories of the victims, and let's honor their memories by speaking out against the injustices that continue to plague our world today. The story of Japan's secret prisons is a story of horror, but it's also a story of hope. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there are always those who speak out against injustice, who fight for the rights of the marginalized, and who work towards a brighter future for all. As we continue our journey into the heart of darkness, we invite you to join us on this journey of discovery, to explore the secrets of Japan's secret prisons, and to uncover the truth behind one of the most sinister chapters in modern history. Imagine being trapped in a place where the very concept of time is distorted, where the walls seem to close in on you, and the darkness is alive. You're not just a prisoner, but a mere shadow of your former self. This is the reality faced by countless individuals who've been held captive within the secret Japanese facility, a place so sinister it's been dubbed the Japanese Guantanamo. Welcome to the inside of this nightmare, where the horrors are all too real. For those who've emerged from this living hell, the memories of their ordeal still linger like an open wound. Former detainees like Kenji, who spent 3 years in solitary confinement, described the experience as a never-ending nightmare. "I was left in complete darkness for months," he recalls, his voice shaking with emotion. "The only sound was the echo of my own screams, and the only thing that kept me going was the hope of one day being free." But the tactics used by the facility's staff to break their captives were far more sinister than just isolation. Psychologists and human rights experts describe the use of psychological manipulation, where detainees were subjected to a barrage of psychological games designed to erode their sense of identity and autonomy. Dr. Tanaka, a renowned expert in torture, explains, "The goal was to create a state of psychological dependence, where detainees became completely reliant on their captors for every aspect of their lives. The long-term effects of this ordeal are nothing short of catastrophic. Detainees like Kenji suffered from severe PTSD, struggling to reintegrate into society long after their release. I had trouble sleeping, trouble eating," he says, his voice cracking with emotion. "I felt like a ghost, invisible to the world around me." But the damage didn't stop there. The facility's staff also used forced labor, where detainees were made to work in inhumane conditions, often for hours on end. This not only took a physical toll on the detainees, but also had a profound impact on their sense of worth and dignity. As Dr. Lee, a specialist in human rights, notes, "When you're forced to work in such conditions, you begin to question your own value as a human being. It's a subtle but insidious form of torture, one that can have lasting effects on a person's mental health." The aftermath of this ordeal is still felt today, with many detainees struggling to rebuild their lives. The families of those who were detained are also affected, left to grapple with the trauma and uncertainty of not knowing what happened to their loved ones. As one family member, Yumi, puts it, "We were left in limbo, unsure of whether our loved ones were alive or dead. It was a constant nightmare, one that continues to haunt us to this day." But amidst the darkness, there are stories of hope and resilience. Detainees like Kenji, who managed to escape the facility and rebuild their lives, serve as a testament to the human spirit's capacity for survival and rebirth. As he reflects on his ordeal, he says, "I was broken, but I was also reborn. I realized that even in the darkest of places, there's always a glimmer of hope, and that's what kept me going, even when all seemed lost." Imagine walking into a world where the truth is hidden, where secrets are buried, and where the government has the power to control what you know and what you don't. Welcome to the reality of Japan's secret prisons, where the darkness is so profound that it threatens to consume everything in its path. But what happens when the government tries to cover up the truth and the people demand answers? In 2019, investigative journalist Yumi Sugimoto uncovered a shocking document that revealed the existence of a secret facility in Japan. The facility, codenamed Kanagawa, was a place where thousands of prisoners were held in inhumane conditions, subjected to forced labor, and tortured. But when Sugimoto tried to expose the truth, she faced a wall of silence from the government. "I was shocked when I first saw the document," Sugimoto explained in an interview. "It was like nothing I had ever seen before. The government was trying to hide the existence of this facility, and it was clear that they were involved in some kind of cover-up. But Sugimoto wasn't the only one investigating the facility. A team of human rights experts, led by lawyer Kenji Nojima, had also been digging into the story. Nojima's team had uncovered a pattern of abuse and neglect at Kanagawa, including reports of prisoners being held in solitary confinement for years and subjected to physical and psychological torture. "The government's attempts to cover up the truth are a clear indication of their guilt," Nojima said. "If they had nothing to hide, they would be transparent about what's going on at Kanagawa. But instead, they're trying to silence anyone who speaks out." But why is the government so desperate to keep Kanagawa under wraps? The answer lies in the facility's implications for democracy. By hiding the truth about Kanagawa, the government is undermining trust in the Japanese justice system. When people feel that the government is hiding secrets from them, they begin to lose faith in the very institutions that are supposed to protect them. "This is not just about Kanagawa," said Dr. Emiko Iwata, a leading expert on Japanese politics. "It's about the broader implications for democracy. When the government is willing to go to such great lengths to cover up the truth, it sends a message that they're not accountable to the people. And that's a recipe for disaster." As the truth about Kanagawa continues to unravel, one thing is clear: the government's attempts to cover up the facility's existence are a threat to democracy itself. But what does this mean for the people of Japan and for the future of their country? The answer lies in the darkness of Kanagawa, where the secrets are still waiting to be uncovered. Imagine being locked away in a secret facility with no charges, no trial, and no hope of release. This is not a fictional horror story, but a reality for many in Japan. Welcome to the darkest secret of the Japanese government. For decades, the existence of this facility has been concealed behind a veil of secrecy, leaving countless individuals trapped in a living nightmare. But today, we're going to shine a light on the truth and explore the importance of transparency and accountability. The Japanese government's decision to keep the facility a secret has serious implications for the country's human rights record. By withholding information, they're essentially denying the right to a fair trial, the right to an attorney, and the right to due process. This is a gross violation of international human rights laws, and it's essential that we understand the gravity of this situation. But why has the Japanese government gone to such great lengths to conceal the truth? The answer lies in the country's complex history and its efforts to maintain national security. However, this is not an excuse for the government's actions. In fact, it's a clear indication of a deeper issue, one that requires a collective effort to address. So what can we do to expose the truth and bring about change? The answer lies in activism and advocacy. Citizens, organizations, and governments must work together to push for reform and justice. This requires a sustained effort, but the results will be worth it. By demanding transparency and accountability, we can create a safer and more just society for all. But it's not just about the government. It's also about us as individuals. We have the power to make a difference by speaking out, sharing our voices, and supporting those who are fighting for justice. Every small action counts, and together we can create a tidal wave of change. As we conclude this section, we leave you with a question. What will it take to bring about justice for those trapped in the facility? Will it be a single courageous whistleblower, a dedicated activist, or a collective effort from the community? The truth is, we don't know yet. But one thing is certain: the time for change is now. In the next section, we'll explore the aftermath of the facility's existence and the impact it has on the surrounding community. We'll delve into the stories of those who've been affected and the efforts being made to rebuild and recover. But for now, let's continue the conversation. What do you think is the most pressing issue that needs to be addressed in Japan's human rights record? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep pushing for a more just and transparent society.